This is just... God, this was good. Hi, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. I'm running out of spaces. I'm running out of spaces on whatever best of list we're going to do. It's going to be a long list. Hi, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. We're going to raise on popcorn with Grant, everybody. Today we were talking about a movie, a documentary movie. Here on Raise on Popcorn with Grant, movies and TVs that we do here, and that movie is Senior. Senior is directed by Chris Smith, who has done several really terrific documentaries. Two particularly that I love are American Movie, which is phenomenal, as well as Jim and Andy: The Great Beyond, which is about the making of Milos Forman's terrific The Man on the Moon. And then now he is here with Senior. So what is Senior about? Well, Senior's about Robert Downey Sr., the late, great counterculture underground filmmaker who passed away last summer after tragically succumbing to Parkinson's disease. And also, he's the father of Robert Downey Jr., which I'm sure he needs no introduction. One of the biggest stars in the world, and a terrific actor, as well as a terrific, is Iron Man. And it's a film kind of about both of them, but especially about Senior. So what is the film mostly about? Well, it's a career retrospective and kind of a group therapy session in a way, and a pretty powerful one. It starts out kind of being this beautiful portrait of his films. Putney Swope was always a favorite of mine, quite frankly. I mean, it's a film that definitely would not be made today, but it was a really interesting film. I'm a big fan of Robert Downey Sr. And so I was going to watch it for that reason. Then at the midpoint, it kind of shifts into becoming more of a story about the kind of the waning months and year or two in Downey Sr.'s life. And it's kind of about how Robert Downey Jr. is producing a movie with Chris Smith that is going to be the documentary. Whereas Downey Sr. is kind of making his own cut of the documentary that's more in his style that probably now will not be, I don't think was finished. I believe that was the whole idea. Because he passed away. But, who knows? We might get a little more from this. But through that, we have a lot of scenes of him playing with the grandkids, and we have a lot of scenes of lighthearted moments of generational bonding between these three generations of people, especially three generations of men between him, Robert Downey Jr., and Robert Downey Jr.'s son, Exton. But we also have this really powerful scenes in this movie. For instance, scenes talking about the second marriage of Robert Downey Sr., which was a really wonderful thing that was cut short after only a couple of years by her illness and death. We talk about how when Robert Downey Jr. was 5, his film debut was in his father's X-rated underground movie Pound, where he played, which was the gimmick was all humans who are essentially stand-ins for dogs at a pound who are going to be euthanized, and he played the puppy. And he had one line in the movie, which is, do you got any hair on your balls? That was his line. Little 5-year-old Robert Downey Jr. was the line. So there's a lot of talk of that, including a little callback to it involving Robert Downey Jr.'s son saying the line to make his grandfather laugh, which was very, very nice. But then we also have some really real scenes of Robert Downey Jr. reckoning with the fact that his old man is going to die. And he's talking to his therapist, and he lets us kind of in on it. And Chris Smith's camera never stops rolling. And I loved the insights. I loved that it was not a squeaky clean portrait, because I don't think that's what Robert Downey Sr. would have wanted, knowing his style of film. He was a very raw filmmaker. The use of clips from his movies to sort of illustrate the emotional stuff was very effective, especially involving Greaser's Palace. I also really loved the use of cinematography. It's shot in very much the same style of black and white that Putney Swope was, and as well as a couple of his other films. And it looks like a Robert Downey Sr. movie in the cinematography, which was really an interesting choice. But one documentary about a figure who also was in his waning days when he made this reminds me so much of, was another terrific film about a very well-known and somewhat, controversial figure, was Life Itself, the Roger Ebert documentary, which also would have been on my best of list in 2014. And what I loved about that film was it took this figure that we kind of know about, and it showed us stuff that we kind of weren't supposed to see involving his last moments, and he just let it happen. He didn't flinch. I did cry at this movie. It made me teary-eyed. But I think what this really was beyond just being a retrospective, and it works on that level too, and there's plenty of, talking about his work. It's very much a love story, a love letter of sorts from a son to a father who is no longer with him. And I think that is what this movie is, a real achievement, and I loved Senior. I love this film. It's one of the best films I've seen this year. It's one of the best documentaries I've seen in a long time, and I'm going to give Senior, yeah, you see it, bang, 5 out of 5 stars for Senior. This was just a really, really terrific portrait of this man's life, and in all its complicated but loving glory. All right, Robert Downey Sr. Robert Downey Sr. Senior, rather, is the name of the film with annotations. 5 out of 5 stars. Let's close the book on it. Trailer Trash None. Watch it on Netflix, which is where it's streaming now, and I think it's in some select theaters, maybe, but primarily on Netflix. Was there Storm? Yes. Throughout the entire credits and after, so stick around. There's extra footage. All right. We will be back, and luckily Netflix didn't freaking try to get me to skip the credits for the whole of it, which was nice. Anyway, that's it. We will be back later tonight, probably kind of late tonight, for a review of the anime film, The Quintessential Quintuplets Movie, which I'm about to go see. Have never seen the show, so this will be interesting. It's sub, not dubbed. I'm looking forward to it. Look kind of cute. Then tomorrow we will have back-to-back reviews of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, and Darby and the Dead. Sunday, we'll have a review of Reno 911, It's a Wonderful Heist, and more to come. That'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, classes missed. I love you 3,000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does, what it's supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a comment even if it's, hey Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Twitter, I'm at Raised Grant. You can find me on Facebook, Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Serialized, I'm all one word, all lowercase, Raised on Popcorn. Check out my podcast, Raised on Popcorn with Grant, the podcast on Spotify and Anchor. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of Senior? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. Catch you guys next time. Take care. Bye.